Quartzsite, Arizona is one camel-loving town. The camel theme is everywhere. There's an old camel gas station, an old camel auto repair shop. Seems like almost every business has a camel statue in front of it. Camel, 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 Bigfoot, camel, camel, camel. They even have a local bus called the Camel Express. At the Mountain Quail Cafe, you can find an array of camel items in their gift shop. They've got camel hats, camel t-shirts, camel postcards, camel stationery, and camel bookends. Need some camel art for your wall? They've got that too.
Mercy.
But nothing in this camel-loving town compares to Camelpalooza, a celebration of all things camel that the town puts on every year. It's a day of camel rides, music, food, and fun. They'll even let you pet the camels if you dare. I had brought some carrots, but I left them in the truck.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay,
so here's the thing. Camels want fairness. That is priority. So if one camel gets something and somebody else doesn't, these throws a fit. And so if I have a bunch of strangers coming up and feeding them by hand, it's like, okay, all these people, that's what people are good for. But when the one person comes up and doesn't have any food in their hand, that's not fair. It's like trying to shake. I offer you my hand to shake and then pull it back. It'll piss him off, and so he'll retaliate, bite you.
Quartzsite is so camel obsessed, they even have live ones at Camelpalooza. This Quartzsite Camel Love Fest is all about Hadji Ali, or Hadji Ali, who was commissioned to bring in camels and help with the government expedition in 1857. The government wanted to test the use of camels to create a wagon road across the desert.
I am Lieutenant Edward Fitzgerald Beale, retired naval lieutenant. 1857, I led a survey with 22 camels from Albuquerque to the Colorado River through the Arizona Territory. Camels did all the surveying trips, all the surveillance, and up and down slopes, and they outpaced the wagons, outpaced the men. They did excellent work.
Hadji Ali had to teach the officers how to read the camels. Camels can be difficult, but Hadji Ali was a great camel whisperer. One of the biggest problems they had with the camels is that the camels scared the bejesus out of the other animals, especially the mules. The mules would take one look at the camels and tear out of there.
What we didn't know is, could camels swim? It was 100 yards across, 19 feet deep. We brought India rubber rafts for the wagons to float them across. We started the horses. 10 of them got washed downstream and drowned. The Mojave were on them, butchering them up. Nothing goes wasted. But then this is where Hadji Ali, or Hadji Ali, comes in. He led the Saeed, the lead camel, into the water, coaxed him in, and he started to float. The rest of them joined. All the 22 camels paddled across.
Wow.
Floated right across. Camels were an absolute success. In fact, the first male across the Beale Wagon Road, which became Route 66, which became I-40.
Yeah.
Was carried by camel. First male, U.S. male, carried by camel in both directions. Success. Really, what this was a means for Jefferson Davis, the sponsor, because he, Secretary of War, he convinced Congress to provide $30,000 to buy camels, transport them here, and set up the whole expedition. Well, what this was a means to get to the California goal. Because if he could do that, he could fund the secession of the South.
From what I read in the Hadji Ali compilation book at the Quartzsite Library, the soldiers were not big fans of the camels. They thought they had a nasty temper. They didn't like their gait and thought they smelled bad. As author Gary Nobbin said, Camels weren't made for cowboys. Even though the expedition was a success, the Civil War changed the political landscape and the funding was cut.
The Union didn't want to have anything to do with this Southern icon, even though it worked really well. So they sold them off to circuses and transportation companies. And that's where Hadji Ali worked for a few of those companies, working camels as much as he could.
But I like to think a couple escaped. And one time when I'm hiking in the desert, I'm going to see one.
Well, that's not going to happen. Now, they did escape. They did escape. They did escape from some of the companies that bought them. And these guys didn't know. The guys didn't know how to handle them, so they just kind of let them loose or whatever. So there are a few, and there's a documentation of a Tohono O'odham family finding a camel down by Tucson and eating it. They ate them? They ate them.
That's good. That was great.
So most of them either were shot or, yeah.
And you have 3 of them?
That's these two.
You have 2, okay. And you keep them in Flagstaff?
Yes, I do.
In your yard?
Basically, yes. It is my yard.
Are they fun?
They're
Good
awesome.
pets?
Yes, they're very awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. Hadji Ali was married in Tucson and eventually made his home in Quartzsite, Arizona, where he was embraced by the community. And he is remembered and celebrated to this day. Just ask the camels. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.